probably has to happen quickly. Really an incredible game from T.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Well, he made them pay down there. Uses his size and body well to score close to the bucket.
And so in the game for the Pacers, Sabonis and Turner inside. Then there's Oladipo, and it's Holiday in at the 1 spot.
How about the day before the draft, Kristaps Porzingis said it was, quote, his dream to play for New York. Said it's a basketball city, big-time spotlight. I can take it. How cool is that, guys? Boy, for a capable three-point shooter, that's one he expects to make.
Here's Hardaway. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Hardaway's got his first basket.
And they're just dominating on both ends. And it's reflected now in the score.
Oh, absolutely, Greg. They're absolutely rolling in sync totally on both the offensive and defensive ends.
Now here's Turner. Here's Goodman. Kukoc grabs the miss. Kukoc has got rebound number 8 now on the night. And Doris, isn't it amazing, talking about Porzingis, that he was actually booed when the Knicks made their selection?
It is, Kev. We know New York's a tough town, tough media, obviously, and if they don't know you, they will challenge you. But I've got to say this, Porzingis has proven the haters wrong.
Now here is Holiday. Goodman, guarded by Kukoc. Back to Holiday. The 3 hits the three-point bomb. Holiday's got 6.
Well, you know, a lack of effort defensively, and he gets a very good look from deep.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Of course, when it comes to filling in the rest of a roster, the pieces around your star players, what qualities you think these teams are looking for, or would you be looking for in a role player?
Well, I think one of the first things you have to think about, or what are the best attributes of my stars? So is my star a great driver creator? Then I need to put great shooters around him to enhance his driving and playmaking abilities. But the other part of a role player is you've got to be willing to do the dirty work, to sacrifice the headlines and dig in on the defensive end, to absorb the best matchup of the opponent every night. And that means sometimes you're going to get scored on 5-6 times in a row. That's how good the offensive players in the league are. So there are many qualities, but those are just a couple off the top of my head, Kev.
Pacers trail by 16. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Here's Sabonis. And the rebound goes to the Knicks.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
And here's Oladipo. He'll bring it up for Indiana. Teardrop shot. Ntilikina with the rebound.
You know, coming out of the break, you want a fast start. They go 1 for 5.
Porzingis laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Porzingis has got his second basket.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Outside Holiday. It's Turner, high post. Over Allen. And Turner the bucket on the assist by Holiday. Holiday's got his 3rd assist on the night. Here's Kukoc, and that one is stuffed right through.
Can't leave anyone uncovered around Ntilikina. He is so adept at exploiting situations like that.
And Holiday kicks to Turner. Passes to Oladipo. Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Doris, you were the first female commentator to ever call a Knicks game on radio or television, and I imagine you remember that first broadcast very well.
I sure do, Kevin. It was against the Bucks. I filled in for the great Clyde Frazier, and the Knicks had just made it to the finals the year before, so it was exciting on a number of levels.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Robinson's checked in for Allen. Duncan comes in for Hardaway, and it's Evans in for Frank Ntilikina. And now we have a moment to recognize the player of the week in the Eastern Conference, T.
They say defense wins championships. Well, it also wins awards, and his defense during this stretch has been nothing short of jaw-dropping. He has been disruptive with his challenges and has accounted for a metric ton of turnovers with his ball hawking. You have to give it up to this man. They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Williams passes to Gooden. Turner inside, guarded by Porzingis, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And when you see Miles Turner play on the offensive side of the ball, the amount of skill he has at his age is just amazing.
Yeah, already a great pick and pop player. You know, not going to be much of a banger down low, but has enough touch outside where he won't need to be. But while he's still a work in progress offensively, I think he's shown that he has a very high ceiling in terms of his skill set.
Smith checked in for New York.
Yeah, I mean, he's been orchestrating all game at a high level.
It's just so great to see ball movement like this, and he is excellent at getting his teammates involved.
Here's Kukoc. Yes, and a nice assist from Evans. Kukoc has got 26.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
You can tell they've got their foot on the gas pedal right now. No slowing down. The defense starting to look helpless.
Now, here's Bogdanovich. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. With some arc. The kick out to Williams. Pass to Peters. Goes back up. And he hits the jump shot. Peters has got 10 points in the game.
Boy, the score would look a lot different if his teammates could have had the kind of night he's had.
Now here's Kukoc. 26 points for him. Smith finds Duncan. And it's sent back by Turner.
How about Turner's ability to anticipate when the shooter's going to release? Couldn't be better at timing his rejections.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. And straight isolation basketball, Doris, something we used to see a lot more of. But for a guy like James Harden or Steph Curry, that's still a very viable option.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I mean, if you've got the likes of LeBron James or Kevin Durant or Chris Paul, guys who are able to create their own offense, to me, you want to take advantage of that skill set. It's about what your personnel strengths are. So can you surround a great creator with the shooters necessary? Because if you do, all of a sudden as a defense, there's a price to pay if you're going to help off, right? Because somewhere, some way, the best offensive talent is going to showcase its skill.
And it's blocked by Kukoc. Shot clock at 6. Peters. And once again off the mark by Indiana. New York leading by 19 points. For 3, Williams, good. And it's Oladipo picking up the assist. He's got 10.
Well, listen, there's no one around him, and he says, thank you very much. Wide open look at 3, as easy as that.
Here's Kukoc. And that one goes long. Indiana's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. And he makes that one. Oladipo's got his second basket of the night.
Well, it's a difficult guard contending with Victor Oladipo because this guy is prepared on the catch to make a shot.
Got a piece of it. Now the Pacers moving it up. Williams leading the charge. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. Knocked away. And it's the Pacers with the ball. Indiana moving the ball around. Bogdanovich looking around. 5 to shoot. Over Kukoc. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Boy, just enough defensive attention to throw that shot off target.
Hudson can't hit.
Affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint.
The Pacers making a switch here. Holiday's checked in. 41 seconds left in the third quarter. Pass to Anabogu. Another shot. The kick out to Oladipo. Shot clock at 5. Indiana again missing to end the drought. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. Teams changing it up here. The Knicks leading by 11. Duncan is out there with Kukoc. Then there's Allen. Then there's Hardaway. And it's Ntilikina in at the point. That's the 5 for New York right now. Indiana's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Bogdanovich with it. Guarded now by Duncan. Bogdanovich passes to Turner. Over Hardaway. Shots good by Turner. Turner's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Pacers. New York's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Duncan kicks to Kukoc. The pass to Duncan. Over Sabonis. Here's Allen. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Well, so rewarding for a player to beat everybody to the basketball and convert that second chance bucket.
Allen, no good on the free throw. Pacers trail by 11. And he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
And you've got to love the energy right now. They got hot when they absolutely had to.
It took a shift in strategy, but it seems like they figured it out. Let's see if they can extend this run all the way to the finish.
And so here is Indiana. After the miss from T. Here's Goodman. And Allen with the block. And they get it back. Oladipo against Hardaway. And he knocks down the first one.
Well, we know that Victor Oladipo is a combo guard, meaning he can play the 1 and the 2. What I like is how impressive his overall game is and the fearlessness with which he plays. Wow.
Knox, he's checked in for Duncan. Poked away. And now the Knicks on the break. Here's Ntilikina. The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
And the way Ntilikina runs the floor, determined to beat everyone to the basket.
Oladipo against Hardaway. Oladipo goes in. 5 on the clock. Passes to Good. Fires the 3. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Kukoc. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Another solid game from this guy shooting the basketball, just adding to this lead. So hard to defend.
Oladipo against Hardaway. Here's Holiday. Out to Turner. Pass to Sabonis. And now Knox running the floor all by himself.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for New York.
What an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Definitely had a huge edge, and this is their DNA. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are the kinds of games they can have.
And in what's been a solid season, to say the least, tonight's game will push their win total now up to 53.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for T.
Boy, we got to see this guy's full range of offensive ability. He scored at every opportunity and in every way imaginable.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Rambo, he's checked in for Allen. Evans comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Dennis Smith in for Frank Ntilikina. And he can't get the first one. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Evans against Reed. Holiday with the 3. It's rebounded by New York. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Here's Kukoc. They grabbed their own miss.
And he's clearly been the best rebounder on the floor today.
Well, he just works so diligently inside, and the numbers back that up.
And that was the last thing they needed. Now the clock is stopped, and they put them on the line.
And he can't hit the second. So no problem for New York as they get the win. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused at
the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. The action tonight out in New York as the Knicks play
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Utah Jazz.
And you've got it on 2K Sports for Wednesday night action in the NBA. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Berry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harley. The Utah Jazz come into this one after the win against the Bulls in Chicago. And guys, it could have gone either way. Narrowly won that one by 2.
And typically on the road, it's harder to get into a great rhythm offensively, but they did just that.
Felt like the louder the crowd got and the more hostile they were, the more together this team played. So it worked out nicely.
Boys, nice time.
And so off the tip, it's New York. When the super teams are dominant game after game, some people are going to ask, what's the point of even playing a game?
Well, in the regular season, I hear that all the time, and I sort of laugh at it because this is what the season is about. Sure. 82-game grind, having competition not only with opponents, but within yourself, within your team, battling for minutes. And we understand that a lot of these teams are built to win in the postseason. The regular season doesn't mean much for them. They're going to qualify for the playoffs, but there are other teams in this league, Kevin, trying to fight to improve. And on nights where you have opportunities to play against that kind of dominant team, a coach can say, see the potential, see what is possible. We just saw it here tonight.
And take some personal pride in your performance.
No doubt about it. And you can stack yourself up against these super teams that roll into your arena to find out exactly where you are. And sometimes winning a game like that for a coaching staff, they can say, let's use this momentum to build on it. We just beat one of the better teams in the league. So psychologically, it works in a lot of ways during a regular season.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Favors and Gobert, the tough pair inside. Then it's Donovan Mitchell, then there's Batum, and it's James in at the point. So it's the Jazz now, following the score by New York. Clock is at 3 from 13. Here's Gobert. No good on the shot. The Knicks go the other way with it. Last time they met was in Utah, where they beat the Jazz.
Yeah, and last time they faced off, really an easy win. They put together a pretty complete game, but their edge on the glass, for me, still stands out.
Yeah, they rebounded better than the U.S. economy, and that turned it into a blowout victory. They were dominant on the glass.
And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Willing to work the ball to his open teammate, Smith Jr. This is what leaders do best.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Back to James. Mitchell outside. Over Hardaway. And it falls over the rim and in.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting called, and for good reason.
This is also one of those things where you start to think about how you're going to change your defense already. If at all possible, make someone else beat you.
Smith's shot is good.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Jazz trail by 8. Mitchell outside. Pass to James. Kicks to Gobert. over Smith. Gobert can't hit. New York leading by 8. Smith surveying the D. Now the pass to Kukoc. To the paint. It's deflected. Porzingis. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Jazz.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Well, coming out of the timeout, let's see if they go for the outside shot or if they look to go inside, try to build some confidence by seeing that ball go in.
Now here's James. He had 10 points in the win against the Bulls in Chicago. Gobert the pass to Favors. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
And right in the teeth of the defense, making a statement early in this one.
Yeah, pinpointing the rim protection with that attack, and no one makes enough of an effort there to stop it.
Here's Kukoc. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
James kicks to Mitchell. No good from outside. And here are the Knicks. They're on a 16-6 run. Hardaway passes to Kukoc, and he comes up with the deuce. Kukoc has got 6.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
To the inside, Favors. No good with the layup. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. Good D by Mitchell.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Second chance effort. Offensive rebound. Goes up with it again. The Knicks pull it in.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Kukoc slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. They get Derek Favors.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing. The passion that they're playing with up and down the floor.
There's so many great point guards in the league right now, Brent. Which of them do you think does the best job of running the pick and roll?
I think Chris Paul still heads up the top of my list for pick and roll operators. He's so devastating and has been for his entire career in the mid-range, just settling in at the free throw line and popping shots that seem effortless, and he's able to knock it down. Steph Curry is still at the point guard position, does so many unique things, Kevin, playing without the basketball and setting screens away from the ball to open up teammates, which eventually gives him opportunities to shoot threes. So divergently different, those two, but two of my favorites to watch.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Evans kicks to Nilikina. Fires from 18. To the inside. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Knicks shooting their second and third shots at the line right here. 2 shots. That's good from Kukoc. Alexander's checked in for Donovan Mitchell. He makes 1 of 2 that time. Jazz trail by 15. And it's Brooks in the corner. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage. Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
It's so nice to have the early lead. This is where you want to stick with what's working until somebody shuts you down.
And so it's Utah here with the ball, following the score by New York. Passes it to Johnson. From the top of the key, he buries it.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10 on difficulty, that's an 11.
There's 37 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Nilikina passes to Kukoc. Nilikina kicks to Kukoc. New York moving the ball around. Stolen away. And even 3-on-3 break. Here's Alexander. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
He's reliable, capitalizing on the inside. You have to keep Johnson from getting in that close.
Here's Kukoc. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
And if you check out the strategy, you can see already the plays that they're calling. Feels like they found a weakness or two in the defense.
Here's Sutton. Nice form on the 20-footer. And so it's the New York Knicks looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are with the All-Star teams being finalized. We talked to AI about his first trip to the All-Star game weekend.
I'd be lying if I told you that.
There's going to be a lot of debate, so New York ends up going with the new group. The Knicks leading by 7, so on the floor for Utah. Favors and Gobert, the tough pair inside. Then there's Batum, then it's Donovan Mitchell, and it's James in at the point. Mitchell outside. Outside, Batum. Shot clock at 6. Down low, and Derek Favors with the slam.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
To the paint, here's Knox, and he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
And just keeping his teammates involved. This is the kind of leadership you like to see.
Well, you could trademark this brand of basketball, running through the progressions and working around for decent looks.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, T in that last outing against the Pacers was terrific. He ended with 28 points and was his usual dominant self on the glass. It's rare to see any player put up numbers like that. It's likely a game he'll always remember. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. He lifted his game to an unreal level that night.
Yeah, he showed how dangerous he is when he's at his best. And, man, he'd love to keep that hot streak going here tonight.
Would you guys be surprised if he doesn't keep it going? I mean, the only way to follow up a game like that is with an even better one.
Yes, that goes in.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. They trail by 11. Porzingis against Mitchell. Outside, Batum. And Gobert with the basket on the assist from Batum. Gobert's got 4 points now in the quarter. New York leading by 9.
Well, Rudy Gobert has taken on more of a leadership role with this team. Clearly a difference maker on the court with his defense, and will get the team to fall in line. Hard to argue with one of the elite rim protectors in our league. So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
And Batum kicks to Gobert. Oh, the lob to Gobert, and slam dunk by Gobert.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. Inside, Kukoc passes to Dotson. To the middle, pulls up. And there are the Knicks with another bucket.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Tipped away. Oh, and here we go. Knox has got it. The fast break chance. Count it. 20 points for T.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Mitchell outside. To the wing right side. Here's Wagner. And so it's the New York Knicks. 13 points up at the end of the period. They've got their field.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Really an incredible game from T.
And let's see what the defense counters with to try and control him here in the second half.
Well, he has been dominant as we expected coming into this one. Skilled and relentless.
Kukoc is out there with Porzingis, and it's Smith. Then there's Hardaway, and it's Knox in at the 3. And that's the group for David Fizdale as we begin the second half. And the dunk by Batum.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
Well, that's a play that only works by practicing over and over and having a great rhythm with your teammate. You could see the timing there.
James outside. Pass to Mitchell. Just 5 on the clock. And he uses the glass on the layup. Mitchell's got it back down to single digits for Utah.
He has a little bit of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the lid.
Wait, did you just say trickeration, GA? I think it's a size disadvantage there that he was willing to attack, but you have to develop that skill set and have counters.
Favors against Kukoc. Mitchell outside from past the arc, and Derek Favors picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. A different look for Utah. Johnson comes in for Derek Favors, and Alexander subbed in for Nicholas Batum. New York leading by 11 on the wing. Kukoc. Hardaway passes to Kukoc, and it goes down 2 points. Kukoc has got 4 this quarter.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Utah calls timeout. Brent, as we take a look at lineups around the NBA, teams trying to go with 5 highly skilled players at once. Where does that leave the traditional big?
Well, most teams just don't have one now, Kevin. I mean, they're just not on the roster.
They're hard to find. Yeah.
Well, they're hard to find, but there just aren't many out there. So a lot of teams just elect not to have one. And what we're seeing over the course of the last couple years is the matchups when all of a sudden a Whiteside is going to see a Drummond, or you're going to see all of a sudden Valanciunas play against DeAndre Jordan. It's usually because you have one, we'll play ours kind of mentality.
James in the post, and he uses the glass on the layup. James has got his second bucket.
Phenomenal use of the body there to free himself up from the defender and get a clean look at the basket.
Duncan. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. And the Knicks lead by 13.
Yeah, couldn't have asked for a better start to the second half, minus that one miss. 3 of 4 now from the field right now in the second half.
Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. Here's Johnson. He's got 6. Gobert finds James. Clock at 6. But on that shot, with that, the Knick lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Rudy Gobert. For New York, they've gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Here's Kukoc. It's stolen by Gobert. Kukoc with the steal. Here's Duncan. Makes it off the glass. Duncan's got 4 this quarter.
Everything going to plan here to start the third. 80% shooting thus far.
James dishes to Johnson. Alexander kicks to Johnson. And the officials call a traveling violation.
And becoming impatient, that's not how you're going to catch up.
Yeah, that's a painful mistake there. All you can do is just shake that one off and try your best.
50 seconds left in the third. Down low. Porzingis passes to Smith. New York moving it around. Porzingis feeling it out a bit. Shot clock at 5. Kukoc dishes to Hardaway. Shoots over Batum. Offensive rebound. Kukoc. Great D that time from Favors.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
Pass to Sutton. Buries it down low. He's got 6.
Well, he's like a carpenter out there. Great floor awareness. Zipping the ball over to his teammates with ease.
Kukoc pass to Knox. Back to Kukoc.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets. An exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk. Here's Mitchell. Cans it from downtown. Mitchell's got 9 points.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And so it's New York with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. Things have been clicked.
Don't miss the action. Your favorite NBA superstars are here to compete in a showcase of the league's top talent. It's the NBA All-Star Game.
And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter form.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Taking a look at the Jazz. Favors and Gobert, the tough pair inside. Batum is out there with Mitchell, and it's Sutton in at the 3 spot.
Leaping ability is off the charts. Not the biggest power forward, but outstanding at rising up off the ground.
And Batum kicks to Mitchell. The pass to Favors. Back to Mitchell. Over Porzingis. That one off the back iron and out.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Now Hardaway Jr. up over top right there, rising up.
Here's Batum. And we've played through about a minute here in the 4th. Mitchell outside. Back to Batum. Takes the 3. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
There's just no excuse to leave someone that wide open. Communication breakdown.
And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for New York. They led by as many as 18 points. Jazz trail by 15. Here's Sutton. Batum trying to break loose. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
And you know what? One of the few bright spots in this game for them today. He's kept his edge even though they've been trailing.
Fades and shoots. Here's Kukoc. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Kukoc has got 10 points here in the second half.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Mitchell passes to Gobert. That one's in there. The Knicks lead is cut down to 13 after the bucket is good from Batum.
And that's got to happen if they want to have a chance to turn this thing around. I mean, he needs to just take the game over. I mean, it seems like he's been hesitant to pull the trigger. And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Here's Mitchell. Gobert trying to get open. And that one is off. Nice D from Porzingis. Here's Kukoc. And it's denied. Mitchell with it. Passes it to Sutton. And that one goes long. Here's Kukoc. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. Back to Mitchell. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
That's good passing down low. He's good at working the ball deep into the post.
Here's Kukoc. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. They get Derek Favors. The first one falls. The Knicks making a switch here. Allen's checked in. James checked in for Utah. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Jazz trail by 17. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Gobert dishes to Mitchell. Over in the corner, Batum. Just 5 to shoot. He kicks it to Favors. Over Hardaway. Favors can't get it to go. The Knicks leading by 17. Hardaway passes to Kukoc. Some nice passing by New York here. Smith against James. On the wing, Hardaway. Back to Kukoc. And stolen by Favors. Kukoc gets the bucket.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Well, to win at this level consistently, you cannot be faint of heart, and he's going in for the kill.
And the Jazz call time here.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, T.
And, guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let-up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
He sure has given this crowd a treat tonight. This kind of performance only cements his status as a fan favorite. 5 on the clock. Another miss by Utah.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. The first free throw is good. We love the sneakers these players wear. Now so many different styles. A lot of different signature shoes out there.
I'm not really a sneakerhead myself, Kevin. I didn't really fall down that rabbit hole, but I know some guys in the league, we've seen photos of their closets at home filled with
hundreds.
Not hundreds. I've seen guys pushing thousands of pairs of shoes. Now that is dedication.
Worth a lot of money.
No doubt about it. And some of the guys, Kevin, don those specialty sneakers in big-time games. And the one guy that comes to mind for me is P.J. Tucker. Lots of play from P.J. Tucker about some of the things that he strapped on last year during the finals.
Here we go. James heading to the hoop. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Do you see a lot of player tampering right now in the NBA?
Well, how do you define it, Kevin?
Well, if a player wants to go out and recruit other players that may be under contract with another team.
I see that a lot then, Kevin. I mean, it happens all the time. Players talking about what are you thinking about doing and about, wow, don't you think this would be great if we could get together on the floor in 2021? Let's try to.
But management doing it is a completely different animal.
Management cannot do it, although some teams have walked that tightrope a little bit to the point where they've fallen off in recent years. But the idea of players not ever talking to one another about the potential of being together.
Come on, right?
It's always happened.
Full speed ahead. I mean, they have been in control since the opening tip, and that may have sealed the deal.
I can imagine a lot of things right now, but a comeback, that's not one of them.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Knicks.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And in the win-loss column, tonight's game will push their record up to 54 wins on the year.
A 2-game season series. They win them both and complete the sweep.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for T.
He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come out and get steals and extra possessions for his team.
And Utah making a change here. Wagner, he's checked in for Gobert. Johnson comes in for Derek Favors. Alexander's checked in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Dylan Brooks in for Mitchell. Clock at 4. From deep three-point range, Robinson pulls it in.
Just testing out the cannon on that misfire.
Yeah, we've seen him make this shot work, but they can do better.
2 points. That one goes. And the Knicks lead by 21.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Yeah, you gotta be relentless in this game or the tide can turn on you. Not here, not tonight.
To the middle, James. And the layup's good off the glass.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
This is sort of the joust of the NBA where the aggressive player, more often than not, wins out.
Here's Kukoc. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Kukoc has got 45 points.
And you can tell they're ready to start celebrating a well-deserved victory here tonight.
Yeah, you can see the fans. They've already started celebrating themselves. A gutty performance.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And that'll do it, folks. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole...
I need a few ice bugs after that. Elbows, man.
AI.
Yo, what's up, Charlie?
Busy day, man. We need you for an interview right over here.
Okay. All right, guys.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Shaquille.
Hey, Shaq here. Watching tonight, I thought your ability to create for others was the key ingredient. Was that the idea coming in?
Well, actually, when I'm playing out there, I actually try not to think about anything. You know, when I got a clear mind and I get more of a zen feeling, and the game comes naturally at that point. So I just try to focus in on passing, and that's when I start second-guessing everything, and everything kind of just falls apart. So I was happy I could make some plays, you know, set some guys up, and, you know, hopefully the fans enjoyed it too.
Did you say zen? Phil Jackson's going to like that. Back to you, Ernie.
And that's going to do it for this edition of the NBA on...
Here you go.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, quickly approaching this year's All-Star break. Our featured matchup tonight out in New York, where the Knicks will be going up against the Detroit Pistons. Well, for Detroit, more than solid play for them of late. 7 wins in their last 10 outings, making their mark and play.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Well, the weekend has officially begun, and we welcome you to this 2K Sports presentation of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by the talented analyst tandem of Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sideline. For the Detroit Pistons, they come in off a good outing against the Spurs. And what really made that outcome a surprise was how lopsided it was.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And I feel like the defense was one step behind all night. I mean, they never made the adjustments to string together a few stops.
C-Web this evening, all the makings of a up-tempo affair. A lot of speed on the floor. They love to play, both these teams, at a very high pace.
They're trying to get good looks early in the clock, and I'll tell you why. Against a better defensive team, why slow the ball up and wait for them to get set? Against better defensive teams, you must speed up the pace to get an open shot. In the NBA, an open shot from a player that's in his skill set is a great shot. It doesn't matter if it's with 1 second left on the shot clock or with 20 seconds on the shot clock. So why not speed the pace up, see if you can get that early look. If not, bring it back out and then set up the play. But run, get it going, and see if you can get some easy looks early.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the floor for Detroit, the big men are Griffin and Drummond. Then it's Levens. Then there's Grant. And so it's the Knicks getting on the board first. And good that time.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
And just about a minute into the first quarter. Smith against Griffin. Outside, Kukoc. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It goes on Jaren Grant. The Knicks shooting their first free throws of the night. First free throw is good. Kukoc hits them both. Well, Greg, fans were asking for it, and the NBA delivered. It was announced that AI will be a part of the dunk contest at All-Star Weekend.
And with the way AI comes up with those highlight reel dunks every game, it seems, you had to put him in the contest. If he wasn't a part of the festivities, everyone would second-guess the validity of the dunk contest.
Pocket 2, Griffin attacking, count it. Griffin's got his first points in this one.
And what concentration from the veteran. I mean, it's clear Griffin is used to having a hand in his face.
And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Well, he caught him in stride with the lead pass. Now, that was time.
Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. To the inside. Pass to Levens. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Grant surveying the D. And a wide open look for Levens. It's rebounded by New York. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
And I love the fact that they did such a good job of really reacting to what the defense was giving them.
Yeah, all about IQ, you're right. They made smart in-game adjustments. I mean, they seemed a step ahead all night.
Now, here's Grant. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against San Antonio.
And equally spent as much energy on his D. I mean, 4 steals kind of tell the story.
Here's Griffin. And yes, it's good. Griffin's got his second bucket of the night.
That's just freakish athleticism by Griffin, carving into the defense with such ease and precision.
Blake Griffin, the focal point offensively, but he's not just a scorer. Chris, he's one of the most gifted passers that you'll see among NBA big men.
I mean, one of the top assist men in the entire league. He's a great lob passer. I mean, that ability to create for teammates really enhances his offensive impact.
Now Grant, following the three-point attempt by Blake Griffin. And Drummond kicks to Grant. From beyond the arc. Misses that one. He's made 1 and missed 2 this game so far. And there's the pass to Kukoc. To the middle. Here's Porzingis. Out to Kukoc. To the paint. Tries again. And that's 2 points on the layup. Kukoc has got 6 points.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Grant outside. Griffin finds Drummond. Over Smith. And Andre Drummond. The bucket on the assist by Griffin.
And Drummond is so ridiculously strong inside, just simply overpowering the D in the post.
And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
New York shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
So for the Knicks, Dotson's checked in. And it's Evans in for Tim Hardaway Jr.
What an advantage for a big man to have, that smooth stroke at the line.
Grant the pass to Hernan Gomez. To the middle. Here's Shelton. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
That's what every team needs, guys getting after it on the offensive board.
Pass to Ntilikina. Evans with it to the paint. It's stolen by Hernan Gomez. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. Beasley with Evans picks him up. Beasley, the pass to Hernan Gomez.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Yeah, guys, and the finish is the perfect capper. I mean, taking it all the way to the 10.
Back to Kukoc. It's tipped. Now, here's Grant. He's guarded closely. Down low, Shelton. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Kukoc kicks to Porzingis. And he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one.
Nice bucket. There's no question about his skills at the offensive.
The feed to Grant. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Jaren Grant, part of the Grant dynasty. His father, uncle, and older brother Jeremy, all NBA players. Here's Kukoc. Last time, 45 points for him. Knox the pass to Smith. Outside, Kukoc. Pass to Knox. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Kukoc gets the bucket.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
On the court for the Pistons, the athletic front pair is Griffin and Drummond. Then it's Levens, and it's Beasley in at the shooting guard. Levens finds Drummond. The 11-footer. The shot, no good. The Knicks go the other way with it. Kukoc passes to Robinson. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Pistons leading by 4. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, T in that last outing against the Jazz was terrific. He finished with 45 points and was diming everybody up with an incredible assist game, setting up his teammates all night long. He racked up big numbers in what was a really good performance. Can he carry it over tonight? We'll see, Kevin.
Thanks, David. It was a performance that not many players are capable of.
I know I won't forget it for a while, and you have to think he'll keep it rolling here tonight. When you're that hot, it takes a while to cool down.
Yeah, he was special. The biggest challenge for him tonight is that the defense will be ready for him. They saw what he did in the last game, just like the rest of them.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Love watching Griffin play the game. I mean, he has a lot of confidence in his abilities. He's terrific at staying aggressive.
Yeah, field goal percentage above 50 now. Their offense is starting to show.
At the elbow, it's Drummond. Beasley outside. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. When it comes to video review, C-Web, do you feel the NBA has done a good job of incorporating it into the flow of the game, or is there, in your opinion, still some work to be done in this regard?
There's a little work to be done. I mean, nothing's ever perfect, but I think they've done a great job. I mean, you want to get it right, and so there's going to be a little bit of an inconvenience sometimes in going back to it. But the main thing for me is to make sure that it is as fast as possible, that you're not giving the team extra time to get together and to huddle up and to call plays. You're not taking the rhythm away from a team that just went on a 10-0 run, and now they have to sit on the side for 2 minutes in real time and see if this call is correct. So the speed that is done with the video review is the only thing I think that needs to be worked on, and that's going to be situation to situation. So I think the NBA is doing a really good job.
Good points. And Drummond kicks to Beasley. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Knicks trail by 7. Here's Kukoc. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The Knicks have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6.
They've hit every one of their free throws here in the second quarter. Very important when you're trailing.
Pistons leading by 4. And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Victory eluded them last time in New York when they took on the Knicks.
Yeah, and in a hostile environment, they did not rise to the occasion, especially on the defensive side.
Yeah, they allowed way too many easy buckets. I thought they lacked toughness and energy all night.
Got to take a look at the steal numbers over the last couple months, the scope of that for Grant.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
Levens finds Beasley. Takes the 13-footer. Again, the miss by the Pistons. Knicks trail by 4. Guys, this offense very effective.
And guys, the defense has been no match. They've just picked them apart. And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Levens passes to Griffin. Kicks it to Drummond. Back to Griffin. For the 3. Rebounded by Hardaway. New York's gotten both of their 3-point attempts to go down here.
Oh, look out.
Beautiful jam.
Oh, he got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open. 1:10 left in the first half of the game. Pass to Drummond. Hits Beasley on the wing. Shoots a 3. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2. And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for New York. Some nice passing by New York here. And stolen by Drummond. Now Detroit moving it up. Levens with the ball. It's stolen.
And 2 for 1. That's what they'd like to get right now.
Yeah, this could come down to the correct play call, but let's see what they do right now.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Beasley outside. And Griffin slams it in.
I love whenever Griffin finishes with power. I mean, he's showing he's not to be messed with close to the basket.
Knicks trail by 3. Back to Kukoc. That shot, no good. Griffin with some nice D. To the middle. Banked in off the glass. 7 points in the game.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
The pass to Knox. Here's Kukoc. Got it up. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And that's it for the first. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Really an incredible game from T.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Oh, yeah, especially how he established great position and showing some nice footwork and really read how the defense was playing.
Kukoc is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Smith, and it's Knox in at the 3. That's the 5 for New York right now. Griffin finds Grant. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And the dunk is always the king of the highlight reel. We know it comes easy if you're 6'10" or bigger. But, Chris, there are little guys who can get up there and slam it down hard, too.
Well, I'll tell you what, Westbrook absolutely scares me when he dunks the ball because Westbrook thinks he's 7 foot tall and tries to dunk like it every time. So I love watching him attack it, man. How about Dennis Smith Jr.? His miss in the dunk contest last year was one of the most exciting dunks I've seen in a long time.
It was.
Eric Bledsoe, Terry Rozier. I mean, these guys, they attack the rim fearlessly, and they're going to posterize you if you're a big fella and sleeping on their hops.
His three-pointers off the mark.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Detroit Pistons. On Saturday, they'll head home to take on the Charlotte Hornets. And then on Monday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers.
And for their matchup with the Magic, they have that date circled. They love to compete, and they feel they can play very well against that group if they can execute.
Kukoc hits them both. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Grant outside. He kicks it to Griffin. That's tipped, and he gets it back. Detroit, no good that time either.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Back to Kukoc. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Inside. Here's Griffin, and right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
They needed that. I mean, they were getting a little tense after starting the half 0 for 3.
Smith, the pass to Kukoc. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got his 6th assist on the night.
And Smith proven to be a fantastic point guard, a terrific passer who does a great job of moving the ball on offense.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. One guy who's been getting it done is T.
Wow, it's time for them to switch up their defense because what they've been doing so far is not working.
The Pistons making a change here.
And a moment now to look at the numbers for T. Averaging 41 points, 8 assists, and 9 rebounds. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, anytime this club needs a basket, he's their go-to guy. Just an irrepressible, prolific scorer. They're having trouble getting going here in the second half. I mean, that's their 4th miss in 5 attempts. He loses concentration at the moment of truth and blows the layup.
Here's Tinsley. That one good for 2. And the Pistons lead by 1. 7 lead changes now, and we're just in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, frustrating.
Oh, you see that? The court awareness Evans has, it's impressive. He's wonderful at recognizing these guys' role.
Tyreke Evans can be a handful, Chris, on the offense when he plays to his strengths.
Oh, well, you'd like Evans to play aggressively with the ball. He can bully his way to the hoop at will. He draws so much attention and is a fantastic passer out of the jam.
Allen kicks to Kukoc. Stolen by Grant. Kukoc with the steal. We get a moment now to view the league's stingiest defenses. Number 1, the Knicks. The Pistons second.
And we're getting to watch 2 of the NBA's great defensive teams. I mean, very difficult to score as they both contest every shot.
And free throw good from Evans.
You think about it, he scores, rebounds, and passes it so well. Evans is the total package. He knows how to stuff the stat sheet.
Grant kicks to Hernangomez. Now, here's Grant. He's got 6. Pass to Tinsley. 5 on the clock. 20 feet out. That shot is off. So New York will take it the other way. Duncan dishes to Kukoc. Robinson passes to Allen. And Allen slams it in.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the 2-hand slam. Passes it to Shelton to the inside. Shot by Tinsley, no good.
Their stroke has not been what they needed it to be, but looks like they're going to keep going to it.
Allen, that's good.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Evans. Kicks to Robinson. Outside, Kukoc. Pass to Duncan. for Tinsley. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. And now it's a 9-point Knicks lead. Now a timeout called by Detroit.
And with the Tide running against them, needs to talk it over with his guys.
Man, they straight up been getting smoked over the stretch. They really need to refocus here.
Different look for New York. Dotson's checked in, and Frank Ntilikina's subbed in for Duncan. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Beasley's checked in for Levens. Nice ball movement by Detroit, and the shot goes in. He's got 8.
The location of that assist was awesome. That was a sweet lead pass.
Ntilikina kicks to Kukoc. Lays it up and banks it in. Kukoc has got the lead back up to 9 now for New York.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Grant outside. With the teardrop, and he lays it up and in. Grant's got 8.
Oh, look at the soft touch on the teardrop.
Kukoc passes to Dotson. Kicks it out to Allen. Here's Dotson. Back to Kukoc. A 15-footer. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
This will make 4 trips to the line so far in the game. No good on that one. Noel's checked in for the Knicks. He hits the second from the line. Pistons trail by 8. 1:31 left here in the third quarter. And Tinsley kicks to Beasley. Kukoc with the steal. Here's Dotson. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. And the Knicks lead by 10.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Yeah, talent in this league has it so that now pretty much every team can push the pace. You have to get back on defense.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, it is the era of positionless basketball, but how exactly did we get here? Well, new defensive rules at the turn of the century encouraged face-up scoring, motion-based offense, and guard play over isolation and post-ups. As a result, offensive roles have become more interchangeable.
It has become a positionless game now. David, thank you very much. Zinkas, he's checked in for the Knicks. Griffin, no one around him. Detroit, no good that time either.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Wow, what a sensational quarter from him. And as long as they have this lead, I keep going to him again and again and again and again.
Drummond's checked in for Malik Beasley. The free throw off from Kukoc. Pistons trail by 12. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the third. And the pass to Drummond. Over Kukoc. And it's Drummond missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Got it off in time. Drilled it. What is the clock hit? All zeros.
Wow, what a clutch shot. He's got nerves. Of steel.
Woo! And guts to match. That's how you rise to the occasion, fellas.
And so it's the New York Knicks with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. Well, they trailed by a bunch, but once they got going, the comeback was on. We've got more in store for you right after this. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate. And how about
Gomez is checked in for the Pistons. Drummond in the post. Guarded by Porzingis. Passes it to Shelton. Back to Grant. Outside Griffin. No good on the triple. New York leading by 8. On the court for the Pistons, Andre Drummond is out there with Hernan Gomez. Then there's Grant. Then there's Griffin. And it's Shelton in at the shooting guard position. To the middle. Here's Hernan Gomez. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
I mean, it's time for him to take over. He's played it cool long enough. And I think he realizes that.
Porzingis, count it.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
And you see he's not worried about what's on the scoreboard. He just wants to go ham each possession.
To the inside. Here's Griffin. Basket made. That gives him 7 field goals in 13 tries.
The offensive arsenal of Griffin is so dangerous, especially when it seems he can't miss from anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, he's been orchestrating the whole game at a high level.
And you see defensively, when they try to patch something up, he exploits a different weakness.
Drummond in the post. He's against Porzingis. Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame. And it's about the tempo, guys. It favors them, and just look at that score.
Well, that's where they have the advantage tonight. They're just a better team in transition.
Griffin kicks to Grant. Over Hardaway. Outside for Griffin. They get it back. And the first one drops. Allen's checked in for Porzingis. And the Pistons making a change here. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And so it's New York with it. Griffin with some nice D. Pistons trail by 10. To the middle. Here's Hernan Gomez. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin.
This is what you get from Griffin. Very willing to give it up to his open teammates.
Inside. And then Allen slams it in.
Oh, and how about squeezing the orange as tight as he could there before the stuff?
Yeah, no way he's going to lose that thing on the way up. Here's Griffin, and it's good off the back rim and in. Griffin's got 8 points in the quarter.
Now, we talk about the work Griffin does in the paint, but don't forget about his mid-range game. He's got a pretty effective jump shot.
Kukoc dishes to Allen. That one drops for him. And the Knicks lead by 10. Detroit's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Here's Griffin. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
He's a minute close to the rim. When Griffin gets the ball in the position he wants, you got to whack him.
And the first of 2, no good, heartbreaker. And the second of 2 is good. That brings them within single digits.
He needed to convert on all of those. Missed opportunities at the line are the last thing they need right now.
Here's Smith. Battles through traffic and lays it in.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for New York.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Solid play, definitely, Kevin.
And these guys have played very well this season, and this win tonight, guys will push their win column up to 55.
And they cap off the season series with one more win. It's been nothing but W's, 4 straight.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for T.
Just the scoring alone. I mean, it's a fantastic game for him. He was just going over, around, through the defense, all day long.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Tinsley's checked in, and it's Amon Shumpert in for Grant. So the first one drops, and that'll push the lead to double digits. That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
And that's the knockout blow right there, guys. Those free throws should put this one away.
And Shumpert kicks to Griffin. Out to Shumpert. Fires the three. It's rebounded by New York. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Here's Kukoc. Ambo trying to break free. Kukoc gets the bucket. Kukoc has got 38 points. Outside Griffin. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Wow, look at the coordination, the strength. I mean, Griffin possesses. I mean, taking the punishment like a champ and still finishing.
Griffin no good on the free throw. 13 feet away. Unable to get that one. So no problem for New York as they get the win. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance.
Yeah, it was a joke. That's what I said.
Definitely.
Hey, good to see you. What can I get started for you today?
You know what? I'm going to hold off right now. I'll be back later.
Okay. Have a great day.
Welcome to the Boost Bar. Can I help you decide on anything?
Great choice. That's a difference maker.
Yeah, I'll take that. Thanks for the help.
You got it.
Hey, yo, Spinelli. What were you doing letting Shaq in my apartment?
Barbecue chicken, sir. Barbecue chicken.
Man, Shaq, how you keep getting in my place, man? I told Spinelli not to let you in anymore.
Who?
Never
The question is not how I got into your place, it's why I'm at your place. And why am I eating barbecue chicken on your couch?
That's a good question. Why are you eating barbecue chicken on my couch?
You don't know the answer. This is the opponent, man. Every time you see an opponent, you just say to yourself, barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert, and you eat them.
You eat your opponent like
You eat them.
Okay.
And then you lick your fingers. You let them know. You barbecue chicken to me.
Oh, okay. Okay, I feel what you're saying. So what? I just take
If you
a piece of...
if you don't get your hands away from my barbecue chicken, this is mine. Go get your own. Go out there. Win us a championship.
Yeah, let me go
And
do that.
remember, barbecue chicken alert.
Hey,
barbecue
man.
chicken alert.
At least bring...
Shh. Barbecue chicken alert.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day.
You going to give him a hug?
Happy Valentine's Day.
He wants a hug.
Happy
Oh,
Valentine's Day.
man. Good to see you, brother.
Oh, good to see you. Happy Valentine's Day.
You're in a room, you two.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Don't touch me.
I don't want to mess up your makeup. That's Shaq. That's Kenny. I'm Ernie. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the New York Knicks going up against the 76ers out in Philadelphia. For the 76ers, they come into this game after a loss to the Nets in Brooklyn. They got caught flat-footed, lost a game they felt should have been theirs.
Good luck out there.
Since the day I came in this game, and I just
See the defending NBA champions, the New York Knicks, and the Philadelphia 76ers. And thank you for joining us for this Valentine's Day presentation of the NBA. It's a matchup you're going to love, right here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. And kind of rare a bit. Of the pivot men tonight, Clark, what are some of the traditional things a center you think can... can still do to help his team win in this era of basketball?
Well, I think there are a number of things. One, you think about taking up space at both ends, being a rim protector defensively, and also quarterbacking the defense from behind the perimeter defenders is one way. And then on the offensive end, banging that glass, setting solid screens, again, using size to... take up space and put pressure on the defense.
There'll always be room for the big man in this game, though, don't you think?
Oh, I don't think there's any question about it. His role changes, what all he does changes, but some of the basics never go out of style.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Dennis Smith is out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. And there's Porzingis, then it's Kukoc, and it's Knox in at the 3 slot. Now here's Fultz. 14 points from him the last game against Brooklyn. That one is good from Joel Embiid.
And this is what you get with Embiid. A real scrapper, even though he's a big, skilled, talented guy. He's an energy guy as well.
Here's Knox. Knocks it loose. On the wing, Hardaway. Back to Kukoc. Over Randall, and he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Floats one. Got a piece of it. Here's Kukoc, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
He's knocked down 3/4 of his foul shots this season, so he's right around 75%.
Guys, he's slightly fallen off his pace from a year ago at the line, and those points from the stripe have been a little harder to come by.
Now here's Randall. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Brooklyn.
Yeah, but I like how he defended as well. You know, he got a couple blocks in that game and just an all-around great effort.
And you can see how comfortable Embiid is, feeling like nobody can guard him in the paint. And he's right.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, I got a chance to talk to Brett Brown. He really thinks his team needs this win after losing the first 2. Games of the season series to this team. He wants them to stop the dribble drives and other penetrations to the hoop. He said, we've seen how tough these guys are finishing around the rim. The challenge for us is to force contested shots. Kevin, we'll see how that works out.
Okay, David, much appreciated. Here's Fultz after the made shot from T, and Fultz gets it to go.
Man, this guy's deceptively strong inside. Markelle Fultz, not messing around. He doesn't care who's in front of him.
Nice shot by Porzingis.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
And Simmons kicks to Fultz. To the right side. Here's Randall. Doesn't go for him. So New York will take it the other way. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out. Look at that jam.
Wow. Come on now, bring the thunder, rock that rim.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game.
And guys, it's going to be a long time before we see another one just like that. Phenomenal timing that time, guys, from Simmons. I mean, leaving the ground once the pass was released and then tearing the basket almost out of the glass.
Now here's Hardaway. No points in the game yet for him. Now we have a chance to pay homage to the Eastern Conference Player of the Week, T.
And the nature of big men in the league has evolved, and he's a perfect example of how valuable a guy like this can be on your team. He's had a tremendous stretch of basketball here lately.
Evans, he's checked in for New York. Frank Ntilikina comes in for Smith. Count that bucket.
And how about the efficiency Evans has shown in the paint? Once he's got his position, he's looking to score.
With the amount of characters and personalities on this Sixers team, Clark, you can't help but notice the attitude they play with.
Yeah, they play with edge. They play with brashness. Some would say arrogance, but all of the championship teams have some element of that, and that's where they're looking to go. On occasion, if their emotions get out of whack, it could get them in trouble, but I think they'll learn as they grow to tone that down and use it in a positive way.
Here's Kukoc, following the basket by Julius Randle. 4 on the clock. Shot, high post. Kukoc can't get it to go. The 76ers have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Fultz the pass to Harris. Shot from 12. Got a hand on it. On the wing, Evans. All sorts of time. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Coming off that loss against the Nets.
You know, they're the visiting team. It's a loud arena, very distracting at times, but simply no excuse for missing a ton of free throws.
And you know what, Greg? I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, this is the NBA, the best league in the world. You got to block things out and focus on the task at hand.
Clark, when you're evaluating young players, and you see a lot of them at the college ranks and certainly in the early years in the NBA, aside from their talents between the lines, which qualities tell you this kid has a chance to be special?
A couple of things. Humility, understanding their ability, but also recognizing they've still got work to do. That's one of the great qualities anybody can have. Work ethic, self-starting, and then you try to see if, in fact, they've worked through some challenges. How have they handled adversity? I mean, when you look at those things and couple them with talent, now you've got somebody that you feel like can be special.
Here's White after the made shot from T. Right side, White. And Allen with the block. And here we go with Allen running it up the court. Here's Kukoc. Can't connect from short range.
Boy, that's a devastating miss there. You got to convert on these easy layups deep inside.
Out to White. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Well, we've got a moment here. Let's now see who the league's top scorers are. You look at T, leading the league in points per game. Such a great player.
And all you have to do is point to his name at the top of that list. Does that tell the story well enough or what? What a season.
Sean Livingston, he's checked in for Tobias Harris. And a switcher also for New York. Duncan, he's checked in for Evans. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
You know, that's what you love about Neely Keena. I mean, very unselfish and constantly looking to set up his guys.
Sampson, the pass to Little. Dishes to Sampson. Outside, White. To the paint, here's Little. Allen with the rebound.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
And, you know, time will tell how big a factor that becomes in this game, guys, but if you're the coaching staff, it's certainly a point of emphasis.
And Sean Livingston, one of the most... Knicks have gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Julius Randle is out there with Embiid. Then there's Tobias Harris. Then it's Markelle Fultz. And it's Simmons in at the 2. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Deflects the pass. And T is going to pick up a foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
And so it's Randle bringing it up now for the Philadelphia 76ers. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, T in that last outing against the Pistons was superb on the floor. He finished with 38 points and was diming everybody up with an incredible assist game, setting up his teammates all night long. The numbers in that game make me anxious to see what he can do tonight. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you, guys. Could you believe that performance? Wow.
I mean, it was really something to see. Yeah, he showed everybody just how special he is when he is on his game.
Greg, something really stoked his fire. Man, there was no holding him back. And when the player is that locked in, you just got to sit back and enjoy the ride.
Now, here's Fultz. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game.
And, you know, Fultz is highly skilled as an offensive player. When he gets this kind of positioning inside, it's a wrap.
And the basket by Knox.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
Philadelphia's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Now, here's Fultz. He's guarded closely. Out to Harris. Lets it go from deep. It's rebounded by New York. Kukoc has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Porzingis passes to Kukoc. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. Julius Randle picks one up. The Knicks have shot 67% from the line tonight, going 4-6. And he makes the first.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Fultz kicks to Embiid. The basket good off the assist from Fultz. And it's 6 points for Joel Embiid.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knots out, but it looks like they're putting it together right now.
And Philadelphia has possession, following the score by New York. Fultz, no good.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Nice shot by Smith.
Yeah, I like seeing Smith catch and fire. I mean, he's really good at getting in the lane off the dribble, but when he can catch and fire, that's even better.
Now, here's Fultz. .136 left to play in the first half. Offensive rebound. Rejected by Kukoc. Here's Evans. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. And Harris wide open. He shoots. It's good from about 19 feet. Harris has got his second basket.
Unselfish, good vision. Nice dime by Julius.
Outside, Porzingis, and stolen by Harris. He's looking for Embiid and finds him.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
As well he should, Greg. I mean, he always is looking to score the ball, even more so when he's hot. I like the mindset.
If they increase the tempo, they got a chance at a 2-for-1.
Execution paramount. Speed it up and put the defense on their heels if you can.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Out of bounds, New York takes possession. .19 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. And stolen by Simmons. Now the 76ers on the break. The 76ers with another miss. Ntilikina passes to Kukoc. Just 3 on the clock. Rejected by Harris. They retain possession. And so it's the New York Knicks with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, pretty soon you're going to be in your first dunk contest. Now, just between us, what have you got planned?
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily. And we resume our Valentine's Day broadcast. Glad to have you with us. Really an incredible game from T.
Yeah, he's really been catching the defense off guard so far here in this game, racking up a bunch of trips to the line.
Yeah, and you know what? I like the fact that he's staying in aggressive attack mode. I mean, forcing the issue, making the defense foul.
While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. Setting the floor for the Knicks. Porzingis is out there with Kukoc. Then there's Hardaway, and it's Smith, and it's Knox in at the 3. Fultz kicks to Simmons. And the layup's good off the glass. Simmons got 8 points.
Tell you what, does not matter what the defense throws his way. The heart of Simmons allows him to play through that, and he's still going to knock the shot down.
And T is going to pick up a foul. And that'll be his third foul so far. The 76ers trail by 6. And here's Fultz. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Clark, you were drafted 8th overall by the Indiana Pacers. Do you have any indication that you were going to be their pick in particular, that you were going to go in that slot? Was there any kind of inkling at all?
No, I only visited with teams drafting 4 through 7. Talked to the Chicago Bulls, the Dallas Mavericks, and I read some of the reports about where I was projected. But you know what? Once you get past the first or second, sometimes the top 3 picks in a draft, you really don't know who's going where after that. So I was fortunate. I landed in a good spot.
Right.
And Indianapolis was a good place for me and Rosie to be as I started my NBA career.
It sure was. Inside, New York moving the ball around. Back to Kukoc. And another field goal in this total. Make it 7 for 14, shooting 50%.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
Fultz with the ball. Hardaway picks him up. And Simmons slams it in.
Kevin, for a young player, I like the way Fultz sees the floor. He knows and feels when a guy is open.
Smith, the pass to Kukoc. Back to Smith. Down low. Kukoc gets the bucket. Kukoc has got 20 points.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Now here's Fultz. He's got 6, and Simmons slams it in.
I like the variety pack offense that Simmons gives you. A little bit of everything. I mean, and that's huge for his team. When you're guarding him, it's almost pick your poison.
And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right.
Yes, indeedy. Well done.
And the 76ers call time here. So both teams making some changes here. Here's Simmons. He's got 12. Here's Sampson. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Sampson's got his second bucket.
Oh, wow. 4 or 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
And stolen by Simmons. And here comes one, leading the fast break, and Simmons slams it in.
Boy, a bunch of strength on that slam from Simmons, punching it down and sending a real message in the process.
That one goes. Count it. 24 points for T.
And scoring the ball comes easily and naturally to him. He's a versatile player at the offensive end.
Here's Simmons. Out to White. Stolen by Robinson. Here's Kukoc, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Kukoc with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's New York. Here's Robinson, and he converts the layup. Robinson's got the lead up to 8 now for New York.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
To the inside, Bolden, rejected by Kukoc, and he recovers it. 6 on the shot clock. Goes back up. Sampson's shot, good. Sampson's got 6.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
And so New York calls timeout. They're first.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
Both teams will make substitutions. Now that we have a moment, let's see who have been the top assist teams in the league this season. Number 1, the Knicks. The 76ers third.
These two teams have really passed the ball well all season. They share it, they move it. It's really a pleasure to watch how they approach the game.
To the right side. To the paint.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, this is really getting close to being real ugly.
To the middle, Bolden. Pass to Livingston. Takes a three. Sampson's shot, good. He's got 9.
Against length, he does a nice job of creating just enough separation.
Yeah, he's so creative with the ball and his ability to shake free from bigger guys to knock down those triples. Boy, that's a thing of beauty there.
Now, here's Livingston. Pass to Little. A fader. Kukoc grabs the miss. Kukoc has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Good job putting the pass in front of him, throwing it where he's supposed to be, not where he is, paving the way right to the bucket.
Tyreek Evans is checked in for Duncan. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
Another thing they've done tonight well is share the ball. So many of their points have come off of good, crisp passes.
And that keeps him perfect from the field this quarter.
Dotson kicks to Evans. Some nice passing by New York here. Right side, White. And there's the pass to Livingston. And the rejection by Evans. Inside, here's Dotson. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Dotson's got his 3rd basket of the night.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
Now, here's Livingston. Right block shot. That shot misses. Now the Knicks take it the other way.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
The Knicks have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line. And the first one at the line is good. Hardaway's checked in for the Knicks. Kukoc hits them both. The 76ers trail by 12. Fultz with the ball. He's got 6. Shot clock at 5. Here's Embiid. Off target with the fadeaway. And so it's the New York Knicks enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this health.
Don't miss the high-flying action this All-Star Saturday night as the NBA's top slam dunk specialists do battle in the slam dunk contest.
Coach Brett Brown with some words for his players.
You're going to take everything you got.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. The Knicks leading by 14. Julius Randle is out there with Simmons. Then it's Joel Embiid. Then it's White. And it's Sampson in at the point guard position. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And, you know, you look at guys like Randall who don't have that eye-popping athleticism or length. The pump fake is a great equalizer.
Commissioner Adam Silver believes, Clark, that the NBA will see its first female head coach sooner than later. What do you think?
I think it'll happen. I'm not sure exactly if it'll be sooner. I think it'll be a little time because the pipeline, I think, has to be established to where you have some candidates. And you very well could have candidates now that may not have coached in the NBA that could possibly move into a head coaching role. But I think the progression to that would require, I think, more female assistant coaches before there's a comfort level with moving in that direction from an owner standpoint.
The 76ers making a switch here. Harris is checked in. Here's Kukoc. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And he makes the first.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
Fultz, he's checked in for the 76ers. Harris passes to Fultz. Simmons against Hardaway. No good from Simmons.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass. Guys, it's a one-man show out there. I mean, he looks like he's willing to handle all of the offensive duties for his team.
Now, here's Fultz. Guarded by Hardaway. He gets it in there.
Like that explosion to the basket. Fultz can turn it on so quickly. He's past you before you know it. Quick as a hiccup.
Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Man, he's got a lot of firepower right now. I mean, what a half he's having.
And Simmons has got the ball here for the 76ers. It's a 16-point game. Got that one up quick. Fultz has got 7 points here in this quarter.
You know, it's one thing to have a nice stroke, but it's another to understand how to get yourself free outside the arc for your shot. Has a soft, delicate stroke, does Fultz, and it rolls off his fingers nicely.
That's good from Kukoc. Both shots good from the stripe. For Philadelphia, they've gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. And some solid looks for them. Fultz kicks to Randall. The basket good off the assist from Fultz. Fultz has got 6 assists now in the game.
That's a nice move by Randall. That's the area where he likes to work most.
The shot's good. Kukoc has got 43 points.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, no let up. Killer instinct on display, trying to put this team away. I love the tenacity.
Fultz the pass to Simmons. 6 to shoot. Now here's Fultz. He's guarded closely. Randall with the bucket.
And with the shot clock nearing 0, Randall calmly sinks one.
The Knicks leading by 13. It's stolen by Harris.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for New York.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
You know what? It was a team that was in sync and just trusted one another to take the right shots.
And the wins continue to come in fairly easy for these guys in what's been a very strong year, to say the least. Tonight will push them up to 56 wins.
And just bulldozing their way through this season series. The victory here tonight will make it 3-0 for the year, with 1 left to be played against the Sixers.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for T.
And, you know, he was really important today. Integral, taking and making shots time and time again.
No one near Fultz as he lets it go. And again, it's Philadelphia.
Man, I like how aggressive Fultz is. I mean, excellent breaking down the defense in the open floor with his speed. Fantastic work.
Here's Kukoc. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Kukoc has got 45 points.
And every move he makes looks like the right one at this point.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, the game comes so naturally to him, easily. I mean, helping to expand their lead as they try to close this one out. He's doing it.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, T.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight.
And this has been a comedy of errors. I mean, you can just add another one to the list.
There's 31 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Rebound by the 76ers. Guys, a comeback probably not in the cards at this point.
Yeah, I think you can put a fork in it.
Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Here's Sampson. No good from outside. Up top, Kukoc. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
No doubt about it, partner. But unfortunately, the flip side of that coin, the drive home for the hometown fans, is going to be rather flat.
So no problem for New York as they...
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. And our coverage tonight will be coming to you from Milwaukee, where the Bucks will be going up against the New York Knicks. A good roll continuing right now for the Knicks. The results have been excellent for them over the first half of the season. And it has to be said, they're not showing any signs of slowing down anytime soon. And the Milwaukee Bucks, plenty of exciting young talent, a superstar in the making. Shaq, they're definitely on the rise.
Yeah, Ernie, they've drafted pretty well, willing to gamble on potential. Great job developing a young core. Proud of these guys.
Well, you know, it's not easy. This is a smaller market team, Ernie, and, you know, to be honest, it's not a vacation destination location. It's not a place where kids are doing in the summertime.
What are you talking
the
about?
Bucks have done it the right way.
Ernie's from the mean streets of Milwaukee.
That's exactly right,
Yeah,
Shaq.
come on,
My
Kenny.
hometown.
When's the last time you went on
It doesn't
vacation?
matter.
Mean streets of Milwaukee.
I didn't ask you that.
It doesn't
When's
matter.
the last time you went on vacation there?
Well,
I
he
did
can't.
not
He
go on
works.
vacation there.
He works,
you.
Kenny.
I grew up there.
It's a difference. That's
Raised
my point.
there.
Milwaukee, North 68th Street.
We're
Shout
not
out.
saying.
It made you who you are.
Yeah, here's Kevin Harlan with the call.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Downtown Milwaukee is seen from the shore of Lake Michigan on a cloudless day. Hi, everyone. Greetings from 2K Sports. Get ready for some NBA action. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Looking at the last game for the New York Knicks, it was a win against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
They executed on the road, stayed focused, stayed consistent with who you are as a team.
No doubt. I mean, they played to their strengths, and that's what helped them get this road win. I loved how they played for each other.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, the fans wanted it, and it's now happened. AI will be in the dunk contest at All-Star Weekend. Now, you remember that dunk that went viral jump-started his career, so maybe a little poetic justice here. Now, I asked him...
Great stuff as always, DA. Thanks. I know the fans were clamoring for AI to enter the contest.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've seen what he can do in game situations, and definitely impressive. I mean, with a clear runway and all the time in the world, I am sure AI will leave us speechless with what he's able to pull off.
Tonight, we'll be seeing a couple of the league's better defenses. What are some of the keys to winning a defensive kind of battle, Doris?
Well, because you know that possessions are going to be fewer than in a typical game, where the pace is going to be slower, then the turnover number becomes all that much more important. Because in a game where pace is not at issue, you can't afford 15, 20 turnovers. It's about valuing the basketball. It's about executing to the greatest degree possible. And sometimes, Kevin, that means going deep into your offensive set. The ball should change sides of the floor, and you should look for a matchup that's favorable. And when you do, that's when you strike.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And New York, looking at who they've got. They've got Dennis Smith. Kukoc is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Knox in at the 3 slot. And it's good, 2 points.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Kukoc kicks to Smith. Here's Knox. Antetokounmpo defending. Pass to Smith. 5 on the clock. Pulls up on the elbow. And he overshot that one, missing. We've played just over a minute here in the first. The shot by Antetokounmpo. Nobody around. The quick look, no good that time. Porzingis passes to Knox. New York moving it around. Back to Kukoc. Stolen by Anderson. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Antetokounmpo, and Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
And here are the Knicks now after the basket by Milwaukee. To the inside, Kukoc. New York, no good that time either.
Tremendous defense. Boy, they're putting an emphasis on not giving him a clean look inside.
Porzingis with the rebound. For New York, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Right side, Kukoc. Can't hit from 12. The Bucks have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Down it goes. Nice one there from Antetokounmpo.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
And from everything you hear about Giannis Antetokounmpo, he keeps a laser focus. Basketball and his family are his sole preoccupation.
And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Take a look at the Warriors. They slide down to the 3rd spot, trying not to slide any further.
And, you know, I think New York, they're just taking it one game at a time, dismantling each opponent along the way as they were predicted to do.
Kukoc gets the bucket. And some have even compared Giannis to Kobe Bryant for his single-minded dedication, Greg, to improvement.
Yeah, you know, something of an introvert. Not a guy you'll find out on the town or schmoozing with others.
Oh, my God.
That's how you attack. Wow.
How'd he do that? Well, just tremendous awareness from Dennis Smith Jr. Recognizing a teammate is open. Let me make the game easy for him.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. Milwaukee shooting their first free throw tonight. That's good from Antetokounmpo.
You know, we always talk about what a rare talent Giannis is, and it's true. Unrivaled athleticism and versatility. And that's rocking the rim. Give him the 2 points and tack on some for style.
Oh, he deserves them. He deserves all the points he can get there. Sensation to the inside, and Anderson slams it in.
I think everyone expecting Bledsoe to perhaps force the issue, but he keeps his poise and finds the open man.
Kukoc pass to Knox. Smith outside. The dish now to Kukoc. Here's Porzingis. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Heating up early on. This is exactly how he wanted to start the night.
You're right. I mean, he's found his rhythm early. The defense has got to do a better job guarding him from this point on.
Anderson against Kukoc. Anderson's shot is off. For New York, they've gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. And the basket by Knox.
I'll tell you, such a tremendous rhythm to that sequence. Great player movement, great ball movement on the lead pass.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. We've talked about what it takes to be a great head coach, Doris. Qualities that you think are paramount to the success, for instance, of an assistant coach.
Maybe the most important attribute to an assistant coach would be coaching with your heart and soul like it's your job on the line every night, not just the head coach's job. Right? If you pour your heart and soul into something and make that head coach's job easier, then you've functioned appropriately. And the other thing it's allowed you to do is it's allowed you to accelerate your growth. You're constantly thinking, what would I do in this situation? That helps you in the long term.
Love that perspective. Now the pass to Lewis. Passes it to Simons. Clock at 6. Payton finds Lure over Allen. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
The D slow to rotate, and he misses out on an easy chance from mid-range.
Kukoc can't get it to go.
affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint.
Now, here's Valentine. Covered by Duncan. Valentine passes to Lure. The Knicks pull it in. 11 feet away. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Allen's got his first points of the game.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
1:21 left to play in the first quarter. Valentine passes to Payton. And that one, good.
Boy, at 6'4", Elfrid Payton has great size at his position and uses it to his advantage to score inside.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. You look at the Knicks. They are the favorite right now to lock up the #1 seed come playoff time. Sitting in first place right now and not looking like they, are going to be slowing down at all. And, of course, the Bucks just way behind.
And I think for Milwaukee, they've never been able to take that next step this season and really break away from the pack.
Yeah, I think if that next step was coming, it would have happened by now. They can't be worried about could-haves and should-haves. They need to be focused 100% on the push for the playoffs.
Here's Kukoc. 41 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Can't connect from 13 feet out.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Here's Simons. 9 points last game out. Over in the corner. Lure. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. And a fast break now for New York. And Duncan with the basket on the assist by Kukoc. Kukoc has got his 5th assist in this one. Payton right side. And the wide open shot from Green. Nice open look, but it's no good.
Boy, a wide open look from mid-range that goes by the wayside. You can tell he's upset.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Knicks out front, leading by 3. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't. Malcolm Brogdon was the 2016-17.
He's going to listen, whether you're giving him advice.
Yeah, that's very rare. Platoon swap here for Milwaukee. The Bucks have shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight. That free throw good from Brogdon.
And Malcolm Brogdon, the son of a lawyer and a college dean, no less. His maturity and thoughtfulness certainly reflect that upbringing.
We've got John Henson, Antetokounmpo out there with Kyle Anderson. Then there's Bledsoe, and it's Brogdon in at the 2 spot. That's the group for Milwaukee right now.
Well, listen, this guy's an impressive leaper. Bledsoe able to rise to the rim with relative ease.
And with the way Brogdon conducts himself, some teammates call him, Greg, the president.
Yeah, he has an air about him. That he has that leadership quality and has a goal to create an NGO to alleviate poverty and hunger in developing nations. Who knows? Politics might not be out of the question for this young man.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, T in that last outing against the 76ers was outstanding. He ended up with 47 points and did a great job of moving the ball around on offense, as well as being active on the glass. His numbers were off the charts. He was unguardable, and he knew it, and he took advantage of it. Kevin, back to you.
Okay, David, no doubt he'll have the defense focused on him here after that stunning game last time out.
You better believe it. He'll be looking at double teams, guys up in his jersey all game long.
I think that's the way this guy likes it. He wants a challenge. It makes him more focused, more determined to show what a force he can be.
Back to Duncan. Some nice passing by New York here. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. Bledsoe against Smith. Porzingis with the steal. Here's Duncan. And again, it's New York. Here's Bledsoe. 14 points from him the last game against Brooklyn. Kicks to Anderson. Over in the corner, on to Kumbo. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And onto Kumbo, slams it in.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Great teamwork. That's something you develop by practicing it over and over again.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Bledsoe against Porzingis. No good from Bledsoe.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Milwaukee in the lead.
If they increase the tempo, they got a chance at a 2-for-1.
Right, you can't walk it up the court right now. You've got to act fast and be aggressive.
And without looking at the scoreboard, you think they were the team trailing and trying to fight their way back.
Smith kicks to Duncan. Down low. Here's Kukoc. Boom, he jams it straight down.
An aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. And it's Bledsoe with the ball for the Milwaukee Bucks. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Misses from close range. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Bucks lead by 1. And now let's catch up with
Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You look at Antetokounmpo, and this game has been everywhere.
And they haven't needed a lot of shots to get their points. Just tremendous efficiency here in the first half.
I think you can look to specifically the patience and the shot creation. Really solid effort.
On the court for the Knicks, Robinson is out there with Kukoc. Then there's Hardaway, and it's Smith. And it's Knox in at the 3. We now have rules, Doris, that protect shooters from defenders stepping underneath them. But what about when the defender leaves his feet and the offensive player steps underneath and tries to draw the foul?
Well, I think one of the things that we have to look at is, okay, we certainly do not want the defender to have unnatural movements which place him underneath the feet of the shooter, because that's where injuries can happen. On the other side of the equation, and this has become problematic to me, you see far too many shooters either jump unnaturally outside of what should be a straight up and down shooting motion, or guys who kick their legs sideways in an attempt to draw contact and fall over. But Kev, this is where officiating is about feel, touch, and vision.
And New York making a change here. Allen's checked in. Henson finds Bledsoe. Over Smith. The shot misses. And New York will come the other way. Here's Kukoc. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. Kukoc has got 17 now.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
To the middle, here's Anderson. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. He's got 8.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Pass to Knox. It's deflected. Feeds it to Allen. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. And the Knicks lead by 4.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And there's the feed to Henson. Kukoc against Anderson. Now here's Antetokounmpo. He's guarded closer. A baseline J, 13 feet away. And it's Anderson that time on the assist by Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo's got 3 assists tonight. Kukoc pass to Knox. Back to Kukoc. It falls for basket number 9 from the field. He's taken 14 shots to get there.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. One guy who's been getting it done is T.
He's flat giving it to him right now, and this timeout is critical if they're going to stop his momentum. I think you've got to make some major defensive adjustments.
Both teams will make substitutions.
And here we get a chance to check out the story on Giannis Antetokounmpo. The last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run. 6th in rebounding, 7th in scoring, and he's in the top 20 in assists per game. His talent for creating easy buckets for his teammates, such an asset.
And he's a top 10 rebounder this year for good reason. He's unbelievably driven, and he competes with you for the entire game. Moment here now for an injury report. Let's check in. With David Aldridge for an injury update on Porzingis. David.
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer for New York gave us some information. After taking a look,
Bucks trail by 10. Peyton left side. He kicks it to Valentine. 1:16 left to play in the 3rd. 6 on the shot clock. Lure finds Green. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Green's got 4 points in the quarter.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
I'll tell you, this guy will not stop pouring it on. It doesn't matter what approach they've tried to use against him. He has had an answer for everything.
Brogdon the pass to Green. Peyton surveying the floor. Takes the 13-footer. Bank shot. No good.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Some nice passing by New York here. To the paint. Powered down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. "16 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. In the corner, Valentine with it. Ring shot on the way. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Valentine's got his first points in this one. And so it's New York going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Back to the action after this word. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. Anderson is out there with John Lewis. Then there's Valentine. Then there's Malcolm Brogdon. And it's Bledsoe in at the 1 spot. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. That free throw good from Porzingis.
You know, there was so much hype around Kristaps Porzingis once he got off to a great start in his first year. And you just want to see him continue to grow and add dimensions to the offensive game every year. What's next? We'll see.
Brogdon with it. Hardaway picks him up. And that one's good, Brogdon.
Well, he's able to get to the hoop, Kev, because of that great solid screen.
The Knicks leading by 11. Outside Hardaway. Down low.
Well, you want some unselfishness from a guy who's capable of scoring, and Tim Hardaway says, you know what, my teammate's open, I'm going to get him the ball.
Bledsoe against Smith. A double-team Bledsoe. The pass to Valentine. Brogdon with it. From deep. It's rebounded by New York. Kukoc has got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Here's Bledsoe. And Smith with a clear path to the hoop. Jumps up. A huge slam. The perfect end of the fast break.
Well executed. And then you love the strong finish.
Yes, you love that they're not settling for anything outside the paint. Excellent work getting right to the tin.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
You know, it'll be interesting to see what coach draws up here.
Well, they need to stop this run. And a great timeout that hopefully gives his team some energy.
Now here's Anderson. Back to Bledsoe. Passes it to Valentine. And again, the Bucks miss. New York leading by 17. Kukoc kicks to Hardaway. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
2 shots, gentlemen.
And guys, it's been a little bit of an interesting journey for Tim Hardaway Jr., right? He gets drafted by the Knicks, traded after 2 seasons, then goes back to New York on a monster free agent deal.
And the Bucks making a change here. Antetokounmpo's checked in.
Tim Hardaway Jr. to me is a terrific all-around player, right? He can score it, he can pass it, he'll rebound the position. There's a lot to like about his game.
Down it goes. Nice one there from Antetokounmpo. Well, Doris, when you think about Hardaway's future, sky's the limit if he can stay healthy.
Right, a high-energy guy, gets after it every possession, willing to sacrifice his body, very much the way his dad played. That's the only way he knows how to play.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Antetokounmpo, and it's blocked by Kukoc, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Antetokounmpo. Allen's checked in for Porzingis. Here's Smith. Now the Knicks with it. They're on a 13-4 run. Kukoc pass to Allen. New York moving it around. Here's Knox. He's covered by Anderson. Smith dishes to Kukoc. Over Anderson. Allen. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And there's the foul against Milwaukee. The first free throw is good.
And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
And Allen drops them both. Doors with a more punitive luxury tax, draft picks with their cost-controlled salaries, never more important than they are today.
No doubt, Kevin. I think teams are very hesitant to part with first-round picks because they have been critical. But I think you also have to consider the second-round picks as being valuable assets. Think about the Golden State Warriors. In each of the last 2 years, they have purchased for money a second-round pick from another organization. And both times, those players ended up being critical parts of the rotation. Every draft pick, first or second round, has value.
Bledsoe kicks to Antetokounmpo. And it's good. That bucket takes him to 9 for 14.
What a fantastic game he's had on the offensive end. If only his teammates could keep up.
Got a piece of it. Smith the pass to Kukoc. The shot from the low post is good. Kukoc has got 33 points.
Now, I think they'll keep going to him more and more as they look to hang on to their lead. Why not with the way this guy is shooting it?
Here's Antetokounmpo. The Knicks pull it in. Allen's got 4 rebounds in this game.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive. You know, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
First one falls for him. Kukoc hits them both. Well, the league is always looking for ways to adjust the rules, make them better. There's a committee that studies this every single year. And, you know, with that in mind, Doris, any rules you think they should alter or tweak?
Yeah, there's absolutely one, Kevin. And I think this goes to the point where perhaps we can have some more uniformity in the FIBA-ruled games that are played and the NBA. And there's one thing that's occurred in international play where players are becoming more athletic, and the opportunity for electric stuff to happen in transition is critical. To me, we have got to stop the intentional fouls, which are prohibiting fast breaks and all the potential for the explosive, exciting athleticism to be on display. So that, to me, is something we've got to address.
I'm with you. And a new group in for the Knicks. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're trailing by 21. 1:56 left in the fourth quarter. Chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, T.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
He silenced this crowd with an unreal display. His ability to drown out the noise and the hostility of an opposing crowd is pretty special. And he slams it down right on top of Jermichael Green.
That is not possible. What we just, is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said. Payton passes to Simons. Doris, you think of all the highlight reel plays we get to see up close. We're so lucky. We feel the same way every time we sit courtside and watch one of these games. One of the most enjoyable parts about it, seeing the reactions of the guys on the bench.
They're just losing it, Kevin. They're falling down and they're bumping into each other, and then seeing the opposing bench trying to keep that poker face. They know they're not supposed to react, but sometimes the play is just so good you can't help it.
And we get out of our seats, don't we? I mean, just like the players do. We get out of our seats.
Oh, no doubt. I'll stand up, wave my hands in the air. Are you kidding?
The first one falls. Kukoc hits them both. Here's Payton.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for New York.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side,
connects again.
Once again, he's hit the 40 mark as he has been nothing short of stellar all season long.
And now he has moved into third all-time for most 40-point games in a single season.
Well, Jordan was able to put up 40 points an incredible 37 times back in '87, but that mark has been passed. What a special year.
Well, he's a guy that can adapt and adjust to any defense he's up against. It's really something to watch.
Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
I think that's exactly the mentality you have to have. You don't want to give this team any hope of coming back.
Here's Antetokounmpo, and he makes that one.
If you give him an inch of space, he's going to make you pay.
7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Kukoc. Great D that time from Green. So no problem for New York as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win.